When we look at how people in Karimun actually live, we find a surprising reality. This map shows that nearly 93% of the community relies on small coastal island villages, while only a tiny fraction lives on the mainland. On those islands, most fishermen and farmers work entirely on their own. They use small, traditional boats and manage narrow plots of land, working hard to bring in whatever harvest they can. But working alone like this creates a structural hurdle called the smallholder trap. Because each person only harvests a small amount at a time, the cost of hiring a boat to move that tiny shipment between islands is much too expensive. Because they can't afford the shipping, the harvest sits. Without industrial cooling, the quality drops fast. This leaves the villagers with no choice but to sell their raw goods to middlemen for whatever low price they can get. As long as everyone works in isolation, profits always go to the middleman. The harder the villagers work, the more the middlemen gain, while the producers stay stuck. Imagine the economy as a pipe carrying income back to the village. The traditional pipe has cracks, letting money leak out. Over half the value vanishes, 30% to middlemen, 20% to expensive shipping, and 15% simply rots away. So how did these communities plug those leaks? How do they build factories tanpa borrowing billions of rupiah from a bank? The village fixes this by building a collective business group called the KDMP, or the Red and White Village Cooperative. Think of it as a community shield where everyone pools their strength to protect their income. The first rule of this new economy is that villagers stop selling raw materials. Instead of selling a crop straight from the tree, everything is processed locally in a joint production house. Take coconuts. This chart shows how one coconut is used with zero waste, turned into export-grade milk, healthy drinks, planting material, and fuel briquettes. By processing every part locally, the crop's value increases by 300% compared to selling raw husks. We see the same success in fishing. This flow shows fresh fish entering a village facility to be flash frozen. This keeps the quality high enough for international markets, something that's impossible using just basic ice blocks. This local industrialization ensures that the extra money created by processing stays with the people of Karimun, rather than being shipped to other regions. But high-tech machines and industrial freezers are very expensive. How can a small fishing village afford them? The secret is that they don't actually have to buy them. They use a partnership strategy, requiring no upfront cash, working like a puzzle. The village cooperative provides the land and local workers. In exchange, private investors bring portable processing machines and set them up at the village docks for free. The two sides simply share the profits from the finished goods. This allows a village to have a modern factory immediately, without the cooperative having to spend a single cent on equipment. By standing together as one cooperative, the villagers create a massive, reliable supply of goods. That unity is the bargaining power that makes big investors want to bring their machines to the village. Of course, a billion rupiah machine is useless if the people running it don't know the proper standards. It would likely break down within a month. That's why the village invests in its people with a 3-level skills plan. First, farmers learn the best harvesting methods. Next, factory staff are certified in industrial hygiene. Finally, cooperative leaders learn corporate accounting and business negotiations. To keep things professional, the village separates the roles. This chart shows how the local members own and steer the business, while the day-to-day work is run by a certified manager who knows how to operate a factory. This precision training changes everything. It turns local fishermen from manual laborers into skilled operators of a modern industrial system. When we look at the whole picture, we see that these village factories aren't alone. This map shows how boats from the satellite islands all travel toward one main port, much like spokes on a bicycle wheel leading to the center. By combining shipments from many different islands into one large load, the travel cost for each item drops. This finally solves the smallholder trap we saw at the beginning. This entire system is managed through a smartphone app. It tracks the inventory in real time, places a digital QR code on every export package, and allows buyers abroad to scan that code to see exactly when and where the product was harvested. That verifiable digital trust is why they are willing to pay a much higher price for Karimun's goods. With this integrated system in place, the hardworking people on these islands are the true owners of a global business. This is the new face of Karimun's economic strength.